Alright, what's up guys? I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. But for us here in Singapore, we're not that lucky. We just got an announcement from the Prime Minister that our circuit breaker is going to be extended by another 4 weeks. Instead of ending on the 4th of May, now it's going to end on the 1st of June. So, looks like we're going to be working from home for the next 4 weeks. But you know what? I just finished my exercise, but let me swap out my clothes real quick and I'll be back with you guys in a while. And just like, alright, so we're all changed up. Okay, so today I want to talk about something that's a little bit more interesting. Hey Bailey, Bailey's right here sleeping. Alright, so in the stock market we have a lot of stocks that's available. I covered that in a previous video. And there are always things to buy, you know. You can always buy like QQQ, which is a power shares on the US market that consists, it's like a tech ETF basically. And then we have STI ETF for Singapore, we have the S&P 500 ETF as well. But as beginners that always come on board the market, the first thing that comes to mind is that, oh, you know, if I want to invest, I need a lot of money. That is true and not true at the same time. Reason being is that you can start as little as $1,000. So what are things that you can buy with $1,000? Let's roll the intro. Hey guys, my name is Jordan and welcome to my channel. So if this is the first time you're watching my videos, on my channel basically I share a lot of things about personal finance as well as videography, and that's what I do in my day job, and it happens to be something that I enjoy as well. So if it's the first time here, do consider clicking on the subscribe button. And at the same time, I'm going to share with you my portfolio that I'm using with Tiger Brokers. In a way, it's for me to also track my progress as I invest my money with you guys. Right, so today we'll be talking about how to start investing with only $1,000. So if you can see my portfolio right down here, I have about $1,000 in there, but that is actually for the US market. It's not something that I would highly recommend people who are still learning about investing. The benefits of being in the US market is that you can buy stocks at just, you can buy just 1 stock, 2 stocks, 3 stocks. But for the Singapore market itself, it used to be a minimum of 1,000 stocks or 1,000 shares in 2015. But after that, they changed it to a minimum of 100 shares. So basically, these actually help retail investors like you and me to enter the market with a little lesser capital. In the past, if you were to buy DBS shares, that will set you back about 18,000 because you have to buy a minimum of 1 lot, which is 1,000 shares. But right now, you can just buy 100 shares and that will set you back 1/10 the price, like 1,008 Sing. Right, so we talk about DBS being you have to spend like 1,008 to buy 100 shares of DBS. But what if you only have $1,000? What are you going to do, or what can you do with $1,000 in this current time with the coronavirus going on? And yes, I changed the name to make it sound funny. Alright, so with $1,000 and in the current coronavirus situation, $1,000 is a lot to some people. And what you want to have is to use that $1,000 and make sure you remove a lot of risk, a lot of uncertainties, and let that money work harder for you in this current period. Because of the circuit breaker, a lot of people are probably not working. Some probably lost their jobs or are put on no pay leave, retrenchment. It's not the best time for everyone. If we are looking the next 3 years, the next 4 years, you will have to start investing and to protect your nest egg in the future. Or even for your kids. Think of that. Think of your kids. You want them to go to school, you need money as well. So here are 4 ways that you can make your $1,000 work harder for you. Alright, so before we go into the different tools or the different things I'm going to talk about today, I just got to put it out there that I'm not a qualified financial planner. And please take my advice with a pinch of salt, treat it as entertainment value. Whatever you're going to invest in, please do your own due diligence before putting your hard-earned money into that instrument. Alright, so the first tool that you can use is actually a high-yield bank account. What this does is it gives you interest based on your deposits. One of my favorite bank accounts that I have right now, which is the CIMB Fast Saver. This bank account actually allows you to earn a 1% per annum interest based on whatever amount you have deposited into the bank. So the only requirement you have is to have $1,000 in your savings account, and it will pay you a 1% interest every single year, and the interest is paid out monthly. So to put into numbers for you, $1,000 in there will yield about $10 at the end of the year. But the amazing thing about this is that it pays you a compounding interest, because every single month they're going to deposit that money into your bank again. So for the first month you'll probably get about, let me see, I'm just pretending to look, but I have the numbers in my head. It is 83 cents for the first month. So because of the compounding effect, this is a very beautiful account. You don't have to spend any additional cash to hit a higher interest percentage as well. And because the banks are operating in Singapore, we are protected by SDIC, so there's virtually zero risk right now here. So the other thing you have to take note about the CIMB Fast Saver is that they do not have ATMs readily available across the island. I think you can only get an ATM at the Knightsbridge outlet, which is in the middle of town, which is probably a ghost town right now. But that's a good thing, you see. You don't have to draw that money out, but even if you have to draw money, what you can do is to transfer it through the bank account and draw it out for your other bank accounts that you have. Alright, so the second tool we're going to talk about is actually the Singapore Savings Bond. So if you have no idea what a bond is, basically a bond is a contract between two parties. You have the bond issuer. In this case, for the Singapore Savings Bond, it's the Singapore government, and the other party, which is an investor like me or you. So basically what happens is that the bond issuer, the Singapore government, actually issues a bond that an investor like us can actually purchase that bond. And the bond has a maturity date, which by that time, the bond issuer has to pay back the money with interest. So basically, think of it like a loan it's like an IOU kind of thing, that I lend you money and then you pay me back after 10 years, for example. So the Singapore Savings Bond comes at a minimum of $500 to purchase the bond, and every single month they'll release a bond for you to take a look. They will indicate the interest rate. I'll probably flash it on the screen right now for the one that's upcoming, but do take note that there's a $2 transaction fee, and you can buy it through your online banking. If you're using DBS, OCBC, UOB, you can just go under the investments tab, and then you can just purchase the bond. So the Singapore Savings Bond, or SSB, actually works on a step-up interest. That means the interest increases from year 1 all the way to year 10. So for year 1, you'll be looking at about 0.96%, and by the time it reaches year 10, you're looking at about 1.91%. So that is a 10-year time frame that you're looking at. If you're looking to put your money there to let it grow, this will be something you can consider as well. So if you're going to put $1,000 into Singapore Savings Bond, by the end of the first year period, that ends in May 2021, you'll be looking to get about $9-ish, and this payment is done in every semi-annually. So it pays you once in November and once in May. If you get it this month, the one that's coming up in May, right now. But something you have to note about Singapore Savings Bond is that there are some requirements to it. You must be 18 and above to actually purchase the bond. That's number one. And number two, you've got to have a CDP account, which is a central depository account where your stocks and shares that you buy through your brokers are stored at. So these are the two things that you have to take note of. And when it comes to liquidity, the liquidity for SSB is not as high as CIMB, where I could just transfer the money out straight away. But with SSB, it takes about a month before you can redeem the bonds. So for example, if you were to have bought the bond today and by November you have collected the interest and you want to redeem the bond, the money will probably only come in January or late December. And the best thing about this is that there is no penalty fee for early redemption as well. Alright, so the next tool we have is actually the traditional fixed deposit, something that our parents would be very, very good at. You just put the money into the bank and they pay you every single year. So with a traditional fixed deposit, it works the same way as CIMB, except the liquidity is not as high, because if you were to redeem or to take out your fixed deposit much earlier, you will probably have to pay an early redemption fee in it, which might actually take up the hard-earned interest that you have already put in, the time spent that you put in to wait for the interest is all gone because you have to pay for the early redemption. But right now, there are a lot of banks that actually offer options of 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months fixed deposit, and the interest rate actually varies from 0.5% to 1.35% depending on the period that you put your money in as well. Fixed deposit kind of locks your money in for that time period and you are not able to redeem it without losing money. I will leave all the links to whatever I'm talking today in the description below. And if you haven't subscribed, just do it right now. Smash the like button, smash it hard, and then we'll go on to the next two. So the last two that I really want to talk about is something that I've covered in the previous videos. It's called ETF, Exchange Traded Funds. If you have not watched that video, I'll put it in the end card so that you guys can watch it and understand what it means. So with risk level, ETF actually holds the most risk as compared to the other three tools that we talk about. Basic reason is because this is traded on the market and the price is controlled by the market as well. So essentially, you're just buying a share that grows in the market or dips in the market as well. Right, so an ETF that you can look at is actually the Straits Times Index, which is ES3. That's a ticker in the market. It's known as the STI ETF as well. So for example, if you're looking to buy the Straits Times Index, right, this will cost you about 2005 or 2006 per share. And it's very, very costly because we only have $1,000 to start with, right? So with the STI ETF, what you're able to do is to buy one ETF at $2.50 each. So that's really cheap, like $2.50 right now per ETF. So because of the Singapore regulation, you have to buy at least 100 shares or 100 ETFs. So that will cost you about $250 and you will be a proud owner of an ETF. The last I checked today, it was about 3.5 to 4% per annum. So basically what you're looking at is if you put in $1,000 into STI ETF, you'll be looking to get about $48 of dividends a year. That's amazing, like $48, like, ooh, that's like, I don't know, 9 bubble teas? Is that 9 bubble teas? I think it's 9 bubble teas, and yeah, bubble teas just got banned today, so. But that's $48 of dividends every single year, excluding capital growth. But the risk here with ETF is that because it's traded on the market, the price could be $2.50 today, but it might be $2.40 tomorrow. End of the year, it might be $3, it might be $2.10, it might be $1.90. So that is something you have to take into account, and that based on risk level, ETF holds the highest risk amongst the other three tools that we talked about just now. At the end of the day, please do your due diligence. Like really do your due diligence. Do not make your hard-earned money go down the drain. Decide on what you like to invest in or what suits your risk appetite, financial situation, what you have to pay for month to month before deciding on which tool to use. So let me know in the comments down below, what's your favorite tool? Are you the guy that goes for the ETF because you can take the risk? Or are you the kind that prefer the traditional route of going with a fixed deposit? Or do you prefer high liquidity with CIMB Fast Saver? Or are you the kind that likes getting bonds with the Singapore government? And if you haven't pressed the like button, smash it right now. And I'll see you in the next episode.